The is a drawing how is set to growth to tons by 2025, as city populations increase. At the identical period the growing standard of plasticity in the sea has been a global meltdown, on to the UN, venturing irreversible harm to sea lifetime. Out of steep need, we requirement to reconsider the way we attitude recirculation. Several entrepreneurs are already on the instance, take the largest hardly objects and transformation them in thing helpful one day more than. Above these history few months, our knowledge of the question of plastic in the environmental has go to the foreground. He's at a spot wherever governments can't very circumvent the theme any more than, says Peter Jones of ecological consulting Unimea. While times are tightly, consumer tend to let ecological concerns slide downward their listing of priorities, on to Mr. Jones. But he thinks how down there is cash to be done in these verdant segment begin UPS, stipulated the concept is scalable. There are fair several of the resourceful recirculation khaki business community are upcoming up in time. It may not be the largest charming strive, few organizations world are devoted to lathe utilized nappies and sanitation means in daily items such as plasticity benches and bottling beautiful. He's a enormous question as a overwhelming 3 trillion nappies are deserted off in the UK each year, and how drawing is as top as 20 trillion in the US. Waste management to aromatics is a euro, dollar, pound, draft begun by the Holland study company Berizon. It is one of lot schemes aimed to changing the. It focuses on aromatic, the raw material utilized by the chemistry production to do means such as plasticity. Now, these are normally manufactured of fossil source, generative significant CO2 emissions. By exchange these in the timber fiber of utilized nappies and sanitation means, they can cut downward on CO2 emissions, and recirculate a food how would normally be manufacturing its way to garbage dump. At the end of recent year we conclusively proven how it is probable, on a lab scope, to convertible waste management streams in furans, the raw material for aromatic, says Monique Wecking, Industry Growth Officer of Berizon/TNO. We are now scale up and work to our final purpose, business manufacture of biography aromatics. In the West Planet, sandwiches are a dietary bracket. But of year, loaf goes musty rapidly, manufacturing it one of our largest thrown foods. In the UK nearly part of the loaf purchased is deserted off. So which can we do to counter the? His company Crouton Ale uses the heel piece end of loaves, sourced of bakeries and bread makers, as a part in the ale near leaven and racing. Based in London in 2015, the business now as well operates out of Southward Africa and New York Town. All of the profits go in feedback loop, a mercy set up by Mr. Stewart aimed to bisect all meal waste management by 2025. Mr. Stewart says, at Crouton, we're reinventing an old heritage to gear a contemporary issue. Meal waste management. Meal manufacture is the largest effect we include on the earth, of the asset utilized to make it, to deforestation, biodiversity conservation losing and environment changing. Yet globally we waste management a tertiary of all meal manufactured. Loaf is the largest vein meal paragraph, so we're dealing the issue immediately by lathe excess in ale. Recirculation material tend to be mined of as plastic and paperboard. But these days, he's in fact electric waste management how is mined to be the fastest growing resource of nonsense in the planet. As well named as e-waste, it containing of undesirable technology items such as smartphones, computers and televisions how are thrown by their owners while they solve to buy and modernize. On 50 tons of e-waste is manufactured each year onto the UN and just a fraction of such undesirable electronic equipment are processed, although they include gem metals LOVO, silvery, and brass, a trading cost in the area of £40 bn. That makes them a precious revenue flow for City Mountain, the production of gem metals for next utilize, consisting manufacturing more than electric consumer goods. Close the space in our fast intake of electronic equipment sounds love a favorable, but down there is a black party to the experience. The China city of Guizhou is named as the e-waste cemetery of the planet, take in an alleged tons of it each year. extract the metals, frequently by brush, has imbued the city in vapor and contamination, polluting the ground and waterways. That has had a dramatic impact on the public health of the regional people. In teaching show incidents of conduct, poison and high rather than ordinary opportunity of abortion. But if it can be made out of damage, City Mountain can be a profitable way to resolve our increasing e-waste issue. Begin UPS such as Blue Oak in the US are devoted to recirculation electronic equipment reliably, by creation mini refineries to do the job.